Jehovah's Witnesses criminal trial in Germany. We will take a look at this article. We remember what happened in Germany just a little over a year ago, maybe. So what is going on in Germany? Germany kind of raises a flag for a lot of us. Well, here's the article. A man from Calw district allegedly abused 3 boys. And you notice here it talks about it in the environment of Jehovah's Witnesses, this article. In the environment of Jehovah's Witnesses. So Jehovah's Witnesses are getting a bad name for the abuse all around the world. There's so much abuse from a sexual nature in that religion. So here it is, a 50-year-old man from Calw district must answer to the Tübingen Regional Court for sexual abuse of 3 boys. He met the victim through his association with Jehovah's Witnesses. And we have found that Jehovah's Witnesses do provide a breeding ground for pedophiles. So it's no wonder that a lot of this stuff is coming out now. It says he partially admits to the crime. So let's look at it. As the defendant entered the jury room at the regional court in Germany Friday with handcuffs, he appeared composed. His glasses were tucked into his collar of his blue sweater. He sat calmly in his chair. He has been in custody since February 20th. The reason, the now 58-year-old is alleged to have sexually abused 3 boys in recent years and recorded the acts on his cell phone. The alleged crime scenes were in the Enns district, the Calw district, and Serbia. Children were entrusted to him. Senior public prosecutor Gertrude Hollischer provided further details in her indictment before the 3rd major youth chamber, and she explained that the defendant was a Jehovah's Witness. And we all know that Jehovah's Witnesses, if you're a Jehovah's Witness, if you're not, if you were one, that Jehovah's Witnesses are continually out in service, they're continually out there ministering, and they're working with all kinds of young boys, young girls in the field ministry. And they go to the kingdom halls, the assembly halls. There's a lot of time that they meet Jehovah's Witnesses. Jehovah's Witnesses believe that you are to be no part of the world. You are only to associate with Jehovah's Witnesses. So it's no wonder that Jehovah's Witnesses have this high problem within their religion because of all of the unsupervised activity. Now, it goes on to say there he was active in the youth work, that'd be the preaching work, and this is how he came into contact with young people. The children were entrusted to him, Hollischer said. And according to the senior public prosecutor, this is how he met his first victim. The boy was 12 years old at the time of the crime, and the defendant had visited him at home about 5 years ago and spent time alone with him in the children's room. And what happens is older JWs will study with youths. They have a study program, and I was part of that. I used to go into someone's home and study with their young boy. He was like 12, 13, 14. We'd do the Bible Stories book once a week. We'd go in. I'd go in. Usually I'd go in by myself because I was a pioneer, and I would go in at odd hours that usually you couldn't get people. So sometimes you could bring someone else. So it goes on to say there, the man touched the boy's underwear, in the children's room. And he also met the second victim through the Jehovah's Witnesses. The boy was only 13, then 14 at the time of the crime. And according to Hollischer, in the spring of 2024, the defendant invited the victim to spend the night in his apartment. So folks, this is brand new stuff. This just happened last year. This is not old stuff. This is still happening in the Jehovah's Witness religion. So it says the boy was sleeping on a sofa. The man grabbed his pants and manipulated the victim's genitals. And according to the indictment, a second such incident occurred in September. The boy was again spending the night at the defendant's apartment. Again, the defendant reached into his pants and, according to Hollischer, made masturbatory movements. And the boy turned away and pretended to be asleep. And the man continued anyway and filmed the act with his cell phone. He filmed it. And while the defendant met the third victim through his work as a school companion in the Pforzheim and gained trust of the then 13-year-old boy's family, and the relationship was apparently so good that he accompanied the family on vacation to Serbia in June and August of 2024. This is just last year. But that's not all. The parents let the man travel ahead, alone with their sons. And the accused allegedly stripped the boy's lower body on 9 occasions while he was sleeping, and then manipulated his genitals. And here too he recorded the incidents with his cell phone. He recorded this stuff with his cell phone. Hollisher said he took a total of 107 pictures. And he also photographed the intimate areas. The crimes took place over 7 days, either at night or in the early morning hours. The defendant also took additional pictures of parts of the boy's body, including his buttocks, both clothed and unclothed. So this guy was certainly sickened in the head to do all this kind of stuff. Goes on to say more teen pornographic videos. And when the police searched the man's apartment, the investigators seized his cell phone and his external hard drive, and according to Hollisher, it contained 3 movies of child pornography depicting boys engaging in sexual acts. And the public prosecutor's office accuses the man of creating and possessing such material. He also faces 2 counts of sexual abuse of minors and 10 counts of sexual abuse of children. What does the defendant say? Well, the 50-year-old did not speak in court. The 58-year-old, he had his defense attorney read a statement, and in it the defendant partially admitted to the offenses. However, he denied the incidents that occurred before the vacation in Serbia. Although he had already shown an interest in the young man at the time, he hadn't committed any crimes. He was never aggressive toward the first boy. He said he knew this so well because he was shocked at the time that the inhibition threshold had fallen in Serbia. And the defendant therefore only admits to the crimes that he himself had recorded with his mobile phone. He also denied initiating the overnight stays or inviting himself to the vacation, as the public prosecutor described it. And his defense attorney argued that this was pure polemic. What does that mean? Polemic. Polemic is a strong, often aggressive written or spoken attack against someone else's opinion, beliefs, or practices. Essentially a forceful argument or controversy. So that's what he said. His defense argued that. So the idea for the vacation came from the boy. He maintained open, trusting contact with the families. His client's actions were not planned. And Bolts also stated that the man regrets his actions. He is sorry. He is very ashamed, the lawyer said. He was shocked and affected by his actions. He intends to seek therapeutic treatment. His client hopes that this will not cause lasting distress to the victims. And this is how it continues. The second victim, along with his family, is scheduled to testify in court next Friday. In the meantime, psychiatric experts Thomas Ethofer will speak with the man. He will present his assessment toward the end of the trial, which is scheduled for mid-May. So this is the end of this article. It sounds like there's a lot more coming down the pipe with this investigation and other court. So what a thing to hit the headlines of Germany. Imagine you're a Jehovah's Witness. You wake up in the morning and you open the paper and you read a man from the Calw district abused 3 boys. The environment of Jehovah's Witnesses. So it's not a good headline, but Jehovah's Witnesses have earned this stuff. The governing body has covered up pedophilia in this organization for years, up until now. If there's a known pedophile, if the elders know of a pedophile in the congregation, guess what? It's kept secret. It's not put on the bulletin board, it's not announced, it's kept secret. So that's how they deal with it, and that's why they have problems. So folks, that's the end of this video. Like we always say, keep living your life with love. We'll see you on the next video. If you have a story that you would like to get over to us, send it to us at mail@xjw.tv. And we'll certainly look at giving it. So here we say goodbye, and we'll see you on the next video.